Welcome to the AI use cases for beginners series. These are short videos that's focused on tactical ways for you to use AI as a beginner to make more money, to save time, and save money in your business. In this video, I'm going to show you how to save hours each week by using AI for research. I'm Vin Nguyen, co-founder of WorkSmart AI, an AI growth partner agency where we help local B2B businesses grow using AI. Let's get started. Now, the first example that I want to show you is using AI to research your lead before your sales call. Now, if you own a B2B business, then researching your lead can be very time consuming because there's a lot of factors that goes into the research. Here, let me show you an example of, let's say I own a commercial cleaning business and I'm gonna be meeting with the lead that owns a car dealership, a BMW dealership in the local area. And just based on my simple prompt, let me show you what AI was able to do for us. So here I'm using this prompt where I'm just dropping in the name and the title, the company, which is a BMW car dealership, their website, and then what my product or service is. So in this case, I own a commercial cleaning business. Now, don't worry about copying this prompt because you can get all of this for free in my free Skool community with the link down below. Now, moving on, in this, it's gonna research for their website, the trigger events, likely what the pain points are for the key decision makers that I'm talking about, and the value alignment points where I can use to try to win this account. And just make sure you put on deep research mode, and then let's take a look at the output. All right, this took less than 2 minutes. Let's take a look. We can tell what the major community sponsorship is, and that was recently, and then we can also tell what kind of awards they won. The dealership is a 5-time winner of the BMW USA Center of Excellence Award. And then move on to the second category, which is the likely pain points that they're experiencing with as far as commercial cleaning. So Bob's primary focus is profitability and customer experience. His top facility related challenges likely include, the first one is protecting his customer satisfaction index score. Because things like smudge glasses, dusty waiting room areas, or dirty restroom can immediately detract from the high-end BMW experience and can tank that customer satisfaction index score. His second challenge is multi-zone cleaning complexity, because there's the showroom floor, and then there's the customer lounges, and then there's the heavy-duty, high-traffic service space. All require different types of cleaning. And then lastly, it's the headache from dealing with vendors where they're just budget vendors and he's having to micromanage them. Now here, AI tells me what the value alignments are and gives me 3 keys that I can bring up with Bob during our meeting to be able to win this account. And check this out. So the first most important thing to focus on is position your commercial cleaning service not as an expense, but as a brand protection asset that solves his pain points, which are, the first one is align with Center of Excellence standard, which is essentially protecting his customer satisfaction index score. The second point is set it and forget it partnership, where Bob doesn't have to micromanage us and he can focus his valuable time on just moving into inventory and managing his sales team. And lastly, having a comprehensive multi-zone solution where we show him that the showroom is going to be cleaned differently than the industrial service area. And all of that took less than 2 minutes, where I feel fully equipped to meet with Bob and win this account, instead of spending, more than an hour to try to research for a lead when it comes to B2B sales appointment. All right, moving on to our second example, where I want to show you how we can use AI to research and pick the right vendors. And so in this example, let's say that I own a commercial cleaning business again. And in this case, I'm looking for a vendor to do our SEO stuff. And I'm comparing between 2 vendors in my local market. So here I just have this prompt, and along with that, just dropping vendor A and vendor B's website, and I'm gonna have AI analyze both of them, understand what my needs are, and give me a breakdown and along with a recommendation for the right vendor for me to choose. So let's take a look at the output. All right, the first section is the feature comparison, broken down between vendor A and vendor B, and what their features and capabilities are. So I can easily look at this and identify what's important to me. Instead of having to go to their website to research and read all of this information, I'm just gonna have AI just filter out all the right information for me to review. Now the second piece of this is analyzing each vendor for their strengths and weaknesses. So there's the biggest pro, biggest con for vendor A, vendor B's biggest pro and con, Now, I'm not going to read everything on here because that's not relevant to what you're doing, but I just want to show you the main point from this. Point 3 talks about the hidden red flags and risk, which is really important, between vendor A and vendor B. And then lastly, point 4 is the recommendation. And I made a recommendation for vendor A, in my case, Funnel Boost Media. And the reason for that is because vendor A is the safer, more strategic B2B investment for a commercial cleaning company. And that research took less than 2 minutes for AI to create. Moving on to example number 3, where we're gonna use AI to research industry best practices. And in this example, we're gonna say that I own a commercial cleaning business again. And the specific area of focus that I'm looking for is training new cleaners. And I'm gonna give AI some context and just say that I don't have a dialed-in system on training new cleaners effectively, and just have AI do the research for that. Now again, here I'm using Gemini, and just make sure that you put this on deep research before you execute the task. All right, now let's take a look at the output. This took a few minutes, but I wanna show you the output and how thorough this can be. Now again, I'm not gonna read the whole entire research to you because it's not relevant to your business, but I just wanna show you the main point from this. So the first part of the research kind of gives you an introduction to the operational landscape. And then from there, it shows you where the gold standards are. Practice 1, adoption of the ISSA Cleaning Industry Management Standard. Practice 2, which is the Franchise Business in a Box certification methodology, and how it gives some examples of the big players in this area and how they're doing it. Practice number 3 talks about blended omni-channel multilingual learning modalities. 4 talks about the rigorous integration of OSHA stuff. Practice 5 talks about the pre-onboarding and continuous micro-learning. And then the rest of the report goes on to talk about essential frameworks, methodologies, which softwares to use, and what KPIs to track. So for example, this is method 1, training within industry and job function. Method 2, the V3 hiring and skill development model. These are the softwares to consider. And next, the right KPIs to track within quality and operation, and also the right KPIs to track within financial and labor metrics. And lastly, the right KPIs to track for safety and compliance. And it even talks about the common pitfalls because we asked for this in the prompt. Outdated practice to avoid. Pitfall number 1, unstructuring, shadowing the transference of bad habits. Pitfall number 2, neglecting equipment maintenance, chemical safety, and contextual awareness. And here are some ways to get some quick wins, immediate action steps. And lastly, the conclusion. That was a very detailed, thorough report, research based on a very micro subject of commercial cleaning company hiring and training a new employee. And I looked at all of these sources to be able to put this report together. And that just took a few minutes of research. Imagine how much time this can save you. If you want the prompt in this video, you can grab them for free in my free Skool community with the link below. Thank you for watching.